Hey guys, this is Ivan from Reactive Network, and welcome to our workshop dedicated to our Build with Reactive Network program. So let me proceed with the agenda for this meeting today. So today we'll be covering the following. So I'll tell you about what this program is, what we're looking for in this program, what we offer from our side, and what we're looking for in the projects that apply. Also, I'll share some technical details about what Reactive Network is, some tips for a successful applications, and some materials, more or less all of them. But first of all, yeah, please let me know in the chat whether everything is audible and clear. And yeah, so this building competition, Build for Reactive Network program, is dedicated to existing projects that want to improve their capabilities using Reactive Network and Reactive Smart Contracts. And that's why we have two main tracks. We're looking for new use cases in an innovation track, where we ask the projects to improve their capabilities with Reactive Smart Contracts, as mentioned earlier. And then we also have chain tracks, which are basically for the same purpose, but you also can get additional prizes for deploying on a specific network, one of our partners, actually. So also, we're obviously looking for developer feedback. So whenever you face any issues or problems or have questions, or maybe have some positive feedback, please feel free to share it in our chat. I will be sharing the link and the QR code to that chat on some of the next slides. Also, obviously, we're looking for end user applications and prototypes, which is the best thing to get for us from this event. And also, we're looking potentially for some talents. So yeah, now I'll show you all the materials on the Dora Hacks page. So let me switch to this page here. Okay. Okay, so I believe now you can see the Dora Hacks page. Actually, you can apply here for the program, and you can find all the detailed information here. Let me quickly run you through this information. So you can find all the descriptions here, but what we're interested in right now is, first of all, the time for the building. It's 4 weeks, starting today and ending in 4 weeks from now. We expect the successful projects to deliver a live app deployed on Reactive mainnet, but also obviously on some other mainnets, because we are an interoperability layer, a GitHub repository, and some explaining materials for us to understand what you've been building. Also, we'll be happy to be able to do some usage tracking in case you have some users. We will be tracking them in the next 2 weeks. And then in the 2 weeks after that, we will be judging the applications based on use case and longevity, the quality of the use case, how novel it is, how what problem it solves, and so on, and the longevity of the project, and also based on the usage of Reactive Network, namely number of transactions and gas. Okay. Also, let me share some information about the prizes. So for this program, we have allocated 50K in USD worth prize pool, and they will be distributed as follows. So we have an innovation track, which is basically the main track, and all projects are supposed to apply for this track, regardless of whether they apply for chain tracks or not. And they will be getting the main prizes ranging from 1,000 USD to 5,000 USD. Yeah, also we have an additional prize from our partner Quill Audits, because in case you proceed with actual live deployment, you will obviously need an audit, so they will help with that as well. And for the rest of the tracks, which are basically chain tracks, because we have a bunch of chains as our partners, we have smaller prizes ranging from 200 to 500. So you're supposed to apply for the main track, but in case, even if you don't win the main track because of high level of competition, you still can get smaller prizes if your application is actually operating and is deployed on one of the track chains. Yeah, here you can see that you obviously must apply for the main track as well, and you must deliver all the same deliverables like the code, the explanation, and the application itself. Also, in addition to money prizes, we are providing the following, which is marketing support. Obviously, if you're building on Reactive Network, we're interested in you succeeding, so we will help you with our marketing. Technical assistance, obviously available all the time in our chat, but we will be working specifically with the winning projects closely. Interest to VCs, discounts for Quill audit services, and priority access to our developer fund, on which you can find more information on our website. Okay, so here you can find the key dates. This is today, the start of the competition, and the first workshop. This is the end of the competition, some other dates as well. You can find all the materials here. I won't be explaining all of that because it's already done in the text form. Please take a look. We've tried to make sure that everything is as clear and informative as possible. Yeah, let me look at the chat again. Yeah, please feel free to ask questions during this workshop. I will be answering them more or less in real time. And this is actually one of the purposes of our live stream workshop, so that you will be able to ask all the questions that interest you, and I'll be answering them right now. Obviously, you can ask them later in the chat as well. So for the judging criteria, they're more or less the same as for our previous events, such as hackathons. But also the main addition is that you're supposed to have a project. But also, as before, your solution must incorporate reactivity. It must be deployed on a reactive mainnet. You must have a live project, which I already mentioned. You must have reactive smart contracts and destination smart contracts, the deploy script and the instructions, so that we can make sure that everything actually works. I mean, you must have it in your deliverables. Also, if it uses its own origin contract rather than a third-party origin contract, you should provide the code for that one as well. The addresses of all the contracts deployed, so that we can check that there is activity and the what activity in particular. The address of the origin and destination contracts as well. I will be explaining what this means in the next slide after I go over those materials. Some explanations, step-by-step description of the workflow, which is crucial. Please don't forget this one, because we want actually to understand what your application is doing and how it is using reactive smart contracts. And obviously, you must run this workflow, and you must include all the transactions of the workflow into your deliverables, so that we can check that it worked somewhere in the past, right? And a video. You can provide and must provide a video of no longer than 5 minutes. You can include slides or a live demonstration or the narration with explanations, whatever you find more persuasive for the judges. And these are all the requirements. Now let me share about the judging criteria. So first of all, it means that we will be prioritizing the applications that are actually using reactive smart contracts in a meaningful manner. And so they solve an important problem. Also, how clearly the use case is explained and justified. Also, the activity on reactive network is important too. So the number of transactions and React guess used, and code quality, security, readability. Obviously, for a proof of concept, security might not be necessary, but if you include security concerns and resolve some of them, that's a huge plus, because obviously with smart contracts in general and reactive smart contracts in particular, security is critical. You can take a look at all those tabs here as well, but the most important for us right now is the tracks. Please take a look at all those descriptions, mainly the main track, the innovation track, but also check out the other tracks. So you can win additional prizes for utilizing Hyperlane or Hyper EVM or Avalanche C-chain. In that case, you will need to deploy on Avalanche C-chain, and in the first case, you will need to deliver callbacks using Hyperlane tech. You can find the information on our docs. For chains, we also have support of Arbitrum and BNB and Sonic and Base. So you can deploy your setup on each of those chains or one of those chains, depending on your own needs. And thus you will become eligible for those prizes as well. Okay, now let me go back to the slides. One question is this only for existing? Yeah, let me show you. Is this only for existing projects, or applicants can come up with ideas and fresh projects? Is the live project a necessity? Thank you for the question, Prakhar. So for this particular program, an existing project, a live project is a necessity. It might be a new project with a bit of traction, but it's not a hackathon as we've done previously for beginning hackers. This is a program for existing projects that improve their tech with reactive smart contracts rather than build something from scratch. So yeah, a live project is a necessity. Thank you very much. That is an important question. Okay, so now that we've discussed the basics about the program itself, let me share some tips as well. So first of all, you can scan this QR code and join our chat in Telegram, where we answer all the technical questions, and not only technical, but business questions regarding the Reactive Smart Contracts usage. So in case you are watching this stream in recording and you cannot ask the questions right now, you can ask them in the chat. Now, to make your application more successful, you might want to follow these recommendations. First of all, invest some time in researching Web3 space in case your project is not Web3 native, which I don't think will be the case, but still we need to take that into account. Make sure that you're aware of all the tech that is already there, maybe DEXs, maybe lending protocols, oracles, whatever you might need for your project. Then you can also take a good look at our materials. We try to make them as clear and useful as possible. I will be showing some of them later on this stream. Yeah, also take a good look at our judging criteria. Nothing there in the document on Doro hacks that I've shared before. Nothing is there for no reason. All the requirements are important, and taking a look at judging criteria might give you a good idea of how to make your project more successful and more nice for the judges, right? Also, you can reach out to reactive hackers on our Reactive Devs chat in Telegram for technical assistance, use case ideas, tips, and feedback to me or to the other guys that you can find in the chat with the tag of Reactive Hacker. Yeah, obviously join the chat for that. And I suggest that you rather focus on building something simple that solves a real problem and works and explain it clearly, rather than go for a super complicated use case, because the main goal for us is to have something solve a problem and actually work by the end of the program, rather than have an interesting but not working prototype. Now I will share a bit about what Reactive Network is and what it accomplishes. So the most basic explanation you can see on this picture right now. So I hope you're aware of smart contracts. I mean Ethereum smart contracts, because the first thing that you see on this picture, an origin smart contract, is an Ethereum smart contract, and destination smart contract is also a usual Ethereum smart contract. On this picture, they're on Ethereum network and Polygon network, respectively, but they might be on the same chain, they might be on BNB, Arbitrum, and all the other chains that we support. And you can see a reactive smart contract in the middle of the setup. So what it does, it monitors events on an origin smart contract, or origin smart contract. Whenever such an event happens, a reactive smart contract executes its react function, which is basically the main function in the reactive smart contract. It executes some logic that you describe and implement in this smart contract, and then it invokes a callback. Here you can see emit callback. This is a keyword in reactive smart contracts. Basically, they're written in Solidity with a few tweaks. One of them being emit callback, a keyword. So this keyword means that you actually send in a callback or a transaction, however you want to call it, or you call in a callback function or any other function on a destination smart contract. So in simple words, something happens on an origin smart contract, a reactive smart contract sees it, reacts to it, executes some logic, whatever you want, and then after checking the conditions that you describe, it executes the transaction on the destination smart contract. I will be sharing some examples of this later. This setup might remind you of bots that are monitoring, I don't know, maybe some pools or some other contracts, and then automatically executing transactions. It is more or less the same, with a huge difference that bots are off-chain and they hold your private keys and they are not decentralized, while reactive smart contracts do the same thing on-chain. So this whole thing here happens in a decentralized manner, without holding your private keys, without relying on some centralized hardware. If an event happens on an origin smart contract, then it is processed by a reactive network, and then callback is sent to the destination smart contract. Okay, so this is a principal scheme, and it might be not super clear until now what is it used for. So I will give you some examples. One of the most basic examples, you actually can find it on our docs, and it will be available as a node code solution pretty soon with our app. Please stay tuned, because we will be releasing this app soon. And this use case is a stop order. You can know a stop loss order or take profit order, which technically both are a stop order on centralized exchanges. So on all the centralized exchanges, including traditional exchanges and non-crypto exchanges, a stop order is available. However, making it available in a decentralized manner is a new thing, and that's what we do using reactive smart contracts. So a sync event happens on some pool where you might want to sell or buy some tokens. This sync event indicates the price at which the trading is being done on this pool right now. And then over time, this price may change due to some sells or buys by the participants of the market. And when the price reaches the threshold that you specified, then your order is executed and the tokens are exchanged automatically by a reactive smart contract and callback smart contract, and you get the automated trade being done for you. Another thing that can be implemented using Reactive Smart Contracts is a cross-chain oracle. So let's say you have an oracle on Ethereum, for instance, some good and trusted oracle, and you don't have this oracle on a chain where you operate, your application exists. So you might want to grab some data from there. You can do it using Reactive Smart Contracts. You can monitor the origin, the oracle on the origin chain, and then whenever an update happens, a Reactive Smart Contract pushes this data to your chain, to your oracle, and thus you can use price feeds or some other events that happened on an origin chain oracle. You can use it on your chain as well. Another thing is a one-step swap, where you can replace two steps with approve and then swap. You can replace it with one step. You just approve tokens, and the swap is being managed automatically by Reactive Network. Another thing is cross-chain lending, where you can provide collateral on one chain, and then you borrow funds on the other chain. Then you return the funds on the second chain, and you get back your collateral on the origin chain without the need to actually put your tokens from one chain to the other. Another thing is a reactive bridge, and it actually is already operational. For instance, you can take your wrapped React tokens and then bridge them to Reactive Network, or you can take your native React and bridge them to Ethereum wrapped React. But you can also take this bridge and implement the similar one and use Reactive Network to create your own bridge, swapping one ERC token on one chain to the same token on the other chain. And also automated fee collection. Let's say you have funds in different pools where they bring you yield, and you might want to collect the fees from several different pools, potentially from several different chains, or from one chain in one of your wallets. You can obviously do it manually, but if you don't want to spend your time on that, you can set up a Reactive Smart Contract to do that for you. So these are the use cases to give you an idea of what Reactive Smart Contracts are capable of and what functionality you can add to your application using Reactive Network. Obviously, there is much more, and one of the purposes of this program is to find more use cases. So please be creative and ask questions. Yep. So also I wanted to share a bit about the tech stack. So for Reactive Smart Contracts, we use Ethereum Virtual Machine and Solidity, which simplifies integration a lot. We use our reactive testnet. Currently, it's not Coplay anymore, it's Lasna. You can find all the information in our docs. You can put any front end on top of that. You can add backend if you want. So basically, it's more or less the same as using usual smart contract, only it implies that you're using several chains, and it implies that you read a bit of our docs and familiarize yourself with a few tweaks that differentiate us from usual smart contracts. These tweaks only serve the purpose of you being able to react to events, which is not possible for usual smart contracts. Okay, so this has been all the basic information that I wanted to share, and the next piece of information is not that basic, but I wanted to give you, since I hope you have technical people here as well. This is a technical piece of information to explain in a bit more detail how Reactive Smart Contracts operate using an example of an automated one-step swap. So please feel free to ask questions if something is not clear, and let me start with this one. So here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 smart contracts, right? And an EOA address on the top left. The first smart contract on the left, ERC20 token A, is a usual token, the one that you want to exchange during an automated one-step swap. And also you can see the same thing on the top right, ERC20 token B. On the bottom right, you can see a DEX pool smart contract, which is also a usual, might be a Uniswap or some other pool. You most probably are familiar with that one as well. In the middle, you can see a callback smart contract, and in the bottom left, you can see a reactive smart contract, and I will be talking about them a bit more because these are supposed to be the new things for you. So a reactive smart contract on bottom left, it monitors approval events on token A and triggers the callback smart contract. So usually, if you're doing a swap, you first need to approve the funds to be spent by a DEX pool. Right? You need to approve token A to be spent by a DEX pool, and then in a second transaction, usually not on this picture because this is an automated one-step swap, but usually you need to execute a swap on a DEX pool in the second transaction. With an automated one-step swap, you only execute one transaction manually, and the other one is executed by a reactive smart contract. So here, the first transaction you can see under number 1 in a circle with a red dotted line. This is you approving token A to be spent by a callback smart contract in that case. And let's say you approve 100 tokens to be spent. This means that you want these 100 tokens to be exchanged for token B if you are using this setup. This is the only transaction that you assign here. The second transaction is all the other dotted lines and numbers 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is all the second transaction executed by a reactive smart contract. So a reactive smart contract, it sees, monitors an approval event on token A, and whenever it happens, a react function is triggered. You can see it under number 2, right? A reactive smart contract reacts with react function and emits a callback. It triggers a callback function on a callback smart contract. This is dotted line number 3. So a callback function in a callback smart contract in that particular case consists of 3 main actions: a transfer of token A, a swap, and transfer of token B. So token A is transferred from your address to a DEX pool, right? No, to a callback smart contract in that case. Then a callback smart contract executes a swap on a DEX pool. So callback smart contract exchanges its token A's to token B's, and now it has token B's. And then it transfers token B's to your address by invoking transfer function of token B. And thus the automated one-step swap happens. So you just approved the funds to be spent by a callback smart contract, and after that, the transfer, the swap, and the transfer back happens automatically. And after just approving the tokens and waiting for 1 or 2 blocks for all this thing to be executed, you get your token Bs. So this is how the setup should work. I wanted to showcase it on this use case so that you will be able to understand that for your application, you will need at least a reactive smart contract and a callback smart contract. And also, obviously, you can find all of those in our docs, which I will be showing shortly in our docs and GitHub, obviously. Okay, so this is the last slide. Now let me go to screen share again and show you our website and all the materials here. So as a matter of fact, there's no need to show it, but I just wanted to make it even more clear. because we tried to structure our docs as easily as possible. But yeah, you can find docs here, and you can read all about Reactive Smart Contracts here, all the technical stuff. If you need a bit more explanations and schemes and all the other stuff, you can go to education page here, and we've structured it in forms of lessons that might be pretty useful as well. As you can see, some explanations of concepts here. But if you have a specific question, you can just go here and read about all the stuff. So for instance, we have origins and destinations, where you can find the information for the networks you might work with, information about hyperlane in case you're working with hyperlane, basic links and examples of smart contracts, reactive smart contracts, and explanations for that. Some details about our React VM economy, how to pay for execution of reactive smart contracts and callbacks. Information about our mainnet and testnet, so you can connect to mainnet and testnet here and see all the network information and all the other good stuff, including demos. So you can go to demos from here, or you can just go to our GitHub directly from our website or from here. For instance, I was talking about this Uniswap stop order, right? Let's go to this page here, and you can see all the code here, right? Let me show you this code as a matter of fact. So I've mentioned the callback smart contract, which executes this stop order here. Obviously, it has a bit more checks than on the scheme, but the basic thing is the same. After the checks are executed, it does the transfer, the approve, the swap, and the transfer back to the user, same as described on the scheme. And yeah, this is probably all the stuff that I wanted to share today. I wanted to show you where everything is, and I hope now it is clear. The link to Telegram group is also here. And yep, I believe that should be enough for the start. And when you start and run into some questions or issues, you can always go to our chat and ask. Yeah, and so for the next workshop, which will be held 1 week from now, I will be running some live examples. I will be showing a bit more code so that the guys who already start building by then will be able to ask some additional questions, or maybe see how it works in the simple cases. But for today, that's all I wanted to share. So I'll be staying here for a few more minutes. Please feel free to ask any questions about the program structure, the prizes, the tracks, the judging criteria, or technical questions, what it can do, what it cannot do, how to start using it. And if we don't have any questions for a minute or so, we'll be wrapping this up. Yep. So thank you very much for your attention, guys. Thank you for joining me here today on this live stream dedicated to our Build with Reactive Network program. All the links you can find in the description to this video. All the questions you can ask in the chat. And that will be it for today. Thank you very much, and have a great day.